Yes.
Awesome. There we go. I see it. Hi, guys. My name is Anna, and I am a designer for Michaels. And today we are going to make some chunky charm bracelets. Super, super trendy. Right now, it's hot with a lot of adults, a lot of teenagers, a lot of kids are loving these. They're easy to make and lots of fun. And we have a lot of great jewelry products to create these the same look and feel that some of the older kids are doing, except ours, in my opinion, are cooler. So let's walk through some materials and then we'll jump into the project. So we're going to need several things to make these. I may adjust my my screen or my product here just a little bit. But so we need to get started. You're going to need some chain links. These guys here are like the plastic chain links, and we have several different styles and sizes. If you don't want these bigger ones, there are some smaller ones. These right here, if you see, they kind of have a wave to them. Let's see, where's my camera? There we go. I'm trying to get as in there we go. Just getting my bearings here. They are the kind of chunky links. They'll fit within each other, so they're pretty cool. And then, but if you get some of the other, there's some that don't have the wave that you can just pop together, which is completely fine. Or the smaller ones, completely fine. I actually have a sample right here. I didn't think I was going to show it, but I think I should. This is my little kids link box. But if you use, we have the ones that are a little bit straighter, like this right here, and they don't have that curve. Or we have some smaller ones, and I'm just grabbing the brights, but they come in pastel as well. Some of the smaller ones. So you can do any of these work, any of those, even the shapes. There's some shapes here. You can do the shapes. The gaps in the shapes are a little bit larger, so you might lose, they might come apart a little bit because we're going to use a jump ring, but you'll understand what I mean later. But there's a couple different styles. There's also, if you want, there's also this box here. I didn't put these boxes or all these different things in the material list, excuse me, because the one SKU worked great for this one here. But the cool thing about this box is it has a bunch, the brights, has some charms, has some jump rings, can do some like iridescent clear. There's some little charm initials. There's all kinds of fun things in here. But I just wanted to show you this option also, if you wanted kind of a one-stop option. Has a lot of the products that you're going to need. Not everything, but a lot of it. Okay, then you're going to need some chain, because it's going to be half of these chunky things and half chain. So you'll need some chain bracelets. Now, that comes in gold or a silver tone. And if you, like me, my local store didn't have the bracelet in stock. They only had the necklaces, but it's exact same chain, so you can cut it down. So that's what I did here. So there's those guys. So you'll need those. You'll need some jump rings. And we have some fantastic Creatology jump rings. They come in it's one pack, 3 sizes. So you get, I believe it's 6mm, 8mm, and 10mm, which all work perfect for this project. Also, you can get it in a silver tone or gold. It doesn't come mixed, but you can get either a silver or gold. And then we'll need lobster clasps, which I have here in the middle. I'm like not got my bearings on where the camera is here. And then the lobster clasp, it does come in a mixture of gold and silver tone. You're going to need some cording. So we have these packs here. This is the brights. Again, where am I? There we go. My brights here. Or pastels, which I've already opened the package, but I've got the pastels here. And then it has a yellow and a green as well. Yellow and a green. And then you're going to need some beads. And I just have a couple of different beads in my tray here. No, where are we here? In my tray.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what else do we need? We're going to need some scissors. But in the tool set, the kids Creatology tool set, which is awesome, has the pliers, and it does have a pair of scissors. So goodness, I just need to find something and go to that right there, top of the chain. There we go. So you'll need scissors. You'll need the tool set, which has the pliers. There are also the other things that come in the tool set, which are a pair of tweezers and a threader we do not need for this project. So I have them set behind me, but these are the pieces that you need from the tool set. You're going to need a glue pen. Now, if you don't have a glue pen, you can use Elmer's glue. You can use like Elmer's school glue, Creatology glue, just any kid-safe glue will work. Let's see what else we will need. A toothpick if you want to use a toothpick, which helps. Like if you have a glue, if you need to get glue into a tiny spot, toothpick is a great little tool. And then tape if you want to use tape to tape some of your different supporting projects. There's supporting bracelets down to weave them. That's a good item to have as well. And then a ruler, which I did not have right, and I'll grab it right behind me. And then I'm also going to grab some tape also. So I have it just right with me. And then you'll need charms. Now I have an assortment of charms. I just grabbed a whole bunch of them from my stock here. Let me see if I can adjust my camera a little bit because I feel like I'm a little bit far away. And now I'm sideways. Why am I sideways? Let's see. I'm going to adjust something. I just don't feel like I'm right here. I don't know how I got sideways. So give me just 1 minute. I'm going to see what I can do to adjust. So I can move this around. Right, that's still sideways. That might be good. That might be good. Okay. So, and I'll try to work right up next to here. So I have all these different charms. So we can look at those after a while when we choose what we're going to do. And then I'm going to put my hair back because it's going to be in my way. Okay. So that's what we need. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started. Okay. So first thing you're going to start with is I have my chains here, but we don't need those yet. I'm going to move those to the side. And I'm going to bring my cute little tray here of options. And I'm going to work right here. So let me bring this down a little bit so I can kind of maybe get a little bit closer so you can kind of see a little better. And then I'm going to choose. Why don't we do this? I'm going to grab a bunch here. And I'm not even looking at colors right now. I'm just grabbing a whole bunch out of here. So you can see, I'm going to move these chains to the side. We don't need them right now. And all you're going to do is you're going to clip maybe, I mean, if your wrist is, if you need, let's say a bracelet that is 7 inches long, you want to do 3.5 inches roughly in your links. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. If it doesn't measure out to be 3.5, that's okay. It can be 3, it can be a little bit more. It's just up to you if you want more of this link or if you want more chain. I happen to think I love this link. I think it's really cute. So pick some colors and then snap them together. And you'll see there's an opening. That's a bad example because it's clear and hard to see, but there's an opening. You can see it. I know I'm way back in the corner. There's an opening. So you're going to take 2 openings and you're going to slide them together. And then you're going to twist so that that one lays into the other in the groove of the other. Just like that. Okay. And you're just going to snap together several of these, and you can do all one color. You can mix and match. You can do a pattern. I may just do one of each color and maybe a clear on either side if I need more length. We will see. So there is that. So this is one of each color without the clear. I'm going to measure. So I'm going to need at least one more. See where we are there. That's 3.5 right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do another clear. Well, I was going to, but because I didn't snap that on first, I don't know if it's it's just not enough room in there to let me do it. So I'll just keep it there. Okay. So again, all you do is you take the opening here of 2 of them and slide them into each other. And then you're just going to arrange it or twist it so they lay flat inside that groove, just like that. Not super simple to get the to get them snapped together at first, but once you get the hang of it, it snaps pretty quick and easy. So I'm just, I'll just do a second, snap it together. Oops, I need to find the opening. See, it's kind of hard to see the opening on the clear one. So I'm going to do it with this one the way I wanted to do it originally, with the clear on either side. And if you, I'm just going to throw this out there. If you can think of anything, like any kind of any jewelry trends or projects or techniques you would like to learn in future classes, drop them in the chat so we can know what you're wanting to learn. As I'm developing classes, I may choose to choose one of your suggestions. I'm always looking for, I want you guys to learn what you want to learn. So you're enjoying these classes more. I'm going to move these extra links out of the way. I'll leave that linked because I'm going to work on this one. Okay. So there is our link. I'm going to bring this up a little closer. I mean, I can bring my camera down, but which way am I going? I'm like working on that little, I wonder if my phone went portrait when I was changing I was getting it on the loop thing. So that might be our problem here. You can maybe take a minute to try to fix that if it becomes a problem. But for right now, we'll just stick with this. It's not a big space, so we might be all right. Let me bring it down a little bit closer. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to add some chain. Now you can use, I know I put silver in the materials, but if you have gold and you choose gold and you prefer gold, that's great. If you prefer silver, that's fine too. You can also look at the charms that you chose and see if they come with the silver or gold. Most of them you can switch out for the different, the other jump ring. If it matters to you, if you have a gold bracelet and you want gold jump ring so it all matches, it's up to you. Mixing metals is super trendy as well. So you can do kind of whatever you want to do, however you want to do this. So for the purpose and to stay consistent with the material list, I'm going to stick with the silver. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this around. So my opening is on this side. And then I am going to, let's see, I'm going to use my ruler, put my ruler, because what I want to do is I want to cut, this is 4 inches. So if I need a 7-inch bracelet, then I need 3 inches of this with including the clasp. Okay. So you want to make sure you have your clasp accounted for, or your bracelet's going to be really long. I don't really need a 7. I've got teeny tiny wrists. I got bigger hands, but teeny tiny wrists. But I'm still going to do a 7 inches. That's pretty average for an adult. Kids on average is about 6.5 to 6 3/4, depending on your age. If you're 4, 5, and 6, you may have a smaller wrist than someone who is 10, 11, and 12, just because they are taller and have grown a little bit more, had the opportunity to grow a little bit more. Okay, so to take this apart, I'm going to open up one of these little links on this on this bracelet. I know it's kind of hard to see. I wish that white was closer. You can see here, what I did was I found the seam in the jump ring. So there's a little like seam, like a little slice, if you will, like an opening, really small. Sometimes really hard to find it. And you're going to take your jaws of what these are called chain nose pliers. There's the round nose. If you see, these are rounded. These are a little bit more flat, not super flat, but a little bit more so than the round. That's called your chain nose. Okay. So I'm going to take my chain nose in my dominant hand, which is my right hand. I'm right-handed. Now I'm going to take my rounded, and I'll do this again, guys. So if this is a lot at one time, I will show you a couple of times how to do this. And you take your round nose pliers, and then I'm going to grasp the left side of the seam. So I've got my chain nose on the right side. And I may switch these around just because I've been doing jewelry a long time, and I pick up different, I just pick up a plier and start working with it. But this is the easiest way to learn. So put your chain nose in your dominant hand is holding it steady. You can use your, left hand or right-handed. If you're left-handed, use your right. And I'm going to grasp it and I'm going to twist it. Okay. You never want to pull it back and forth, pull it open, because that puts stress on the back of your jump ring. And then when you go to try to put it together, you will not get a round shape. But if you twist it, you'll still get that round shape. Okay. And then I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove this section with my clasp. And then I am going to close it back for multiple reasons. I'm closing it right now back because I'm going to show you how to do that again. But I also want to close it because that's still a really good jump ring. See how round it still is? Still a really great jump ring. And I'm going to use that. I can use that for a future project. Okay. So again, I'm going to start with it down on the, why don't we do the gold one so you can see? So, and let's pretend I measured it out. Now I'm going to pick it up. This is where the one I want to remove. So I'm going to look on the jump ring, looking for that little opening. And I'm going to grasp to the right. If you're right-handed or right-hand dominant, my son is right-handed, but he's left-hand dominant. So I'm trying to be careful to make sure that, to make it easier and everyone can, be successful with this. For me, my right hand is dominant. And so I'm going to put my right hand, put the chain nose plier in my right hand, and I'm grasping the jump ring to the right for my right hand of that little opening, that seam. I'm going to pick up the other pair of pliers, grasp on the left side of that seam. And I do it kind of where they're perpendicular, like they almost crisscross. I mean, not a cross, but they come to a T. Okay. And then, because you can do it like this too. I just feel like you don't have as much control. So I grasp it like this. And then you're going to twist to open it. And you see that twist? It's kind of hard to see. Maybe if I took, and then you'll slide them off. Maybe if I took it off and you can see a little bit better how I twisted it. Let me see it. Let's see if we can get this. You see the twist?
Yes, we can see it now.
Awesome. That make it a little bit easier to see. Okay. And then, and remember, if I'm going fast, please let me know. But if these will be up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, I believe she said Monday. So you can always go back and watch it and slow it down and rewind it. So there's a couple, and I just put it back together. And so to put your jump ring back together, you just do the opposite. You twist it back. Now you can kind of go back and forth if you need to, but don't, like I said, don't pull it out like this, because that's how you can, you won't get a round shape again. You want to twist it so you can twist it back in. Okay. And then I'm going to keep this chain, the remaining of what I removed from the side with the clasp, for something, a future project, or maybe I'll do another one. Who knows? We'll see. Okay. So you're going to get an opportunity to play with your new skill again. So I'm going to grab, there are 3 different sizes of jump rings in here. You can see here in the pack. There's a 10 millimeter, an 8 millimeter, and a 6 millimeter. Because these are kind of chunky, we're going to need either the 6 or the 8. I'm sorry, the 8 or the 10. So I'm going to take the smaller one and pop it back in for right now. And what I like to do is I like to play, because I want to use the smallest one. I don't want to be able to see the jump ring. That's the only thing I see. I'm just going to put a couple out here so I don't have that small one. The smaller ones here. I'm just going to pop them out of here and then put the small ones back. That way I don't accidentally grab one and get frustrated because my project isn't working right. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these in here, pop them out here so we can get to them easy, because I'm going to do a little bit of trial and error. So this is kind of what I do. So I'm going to take the medium one because I'm going to try that one first. And the same thing with the chain. I'm going to grasp it with my right hand or my dominant hand. The opposite, I'm going to go kind of, remember when it's like a T. Twist it. Now I use my right hand to twist it. Now you can use both to twist them against each other, and that's completely fine. But I just twisted it with the one hand, held my left hand steady and twisted my right hand towards me, or rolled it. Okay. And then I'm going to see if this fits on my chain link, my plastic chain link. It fits, but I will say it fits kind of to the side. I don't necessarily personally like that fit, so I'm going to go with a little bit larger one. If you like that fit, you can slide the end of this chain onto that open jump ring and then close your jump ring. I'm going to switch it out for the bigger one, but it's up to you how you like it. Okay, twisted it open. Okay, then I'm going to slide it on here. See how it's a little bit more free to move around? I know it's open, but a little bit more free to move around. And that's kind of how I like it. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take the end here, this end link on my chain, opposite of the lobster clasp. And I'm going to slide it on the open jump ring. I know it's kind of hard to see, but with these jewelry projects. And then I'm going to close my jump ring. See how I'm moving it back and forth like this? I'm kind of wiggling it. That's so I can meet them up. And I usually just give it a squeeze. That's just a old habit from a jewelry. I used to work for a jewelry company when I was in college, and it's just an old habit, and it doesn't hurt anything to do that. So I do that. So right now, that's what our bracelet's going to look like so far. So it's basically half metal and half plastic links, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to need to add a link on this side so we can clasp it, because this is too big. You know, it's not big enough, rather, you know, to fit over that. So we need a link. We need something on here. But the thing about this one is it has that opening here. Now you can do one of two things. You can spin it around so that opening is hidden there. And that's what I would recommend. And the other thing you can do is you can put a little bit of glue over that opening so it kind of seals it and closes and let it dry. It's up to you. Now I'm going to use this smaller jump ring on this end. So it does stay a little bit closer, not the smallest, but that medium size. So it does stay a little bit, you know, close to the link. And the reason actually, I'm not going to, because that's super tight and that's going to make it hard to get the clasp in there. I'm going to go back to the larger one. See, it's kind of fun. Thing is, I developed these projects like 3 or 4 months ago for these classes. So I'm like, which ones did I use? Which ones did I use? So this spun around. Now, when it's on your wrist, it's not going to spin around, but it might spin around a little bit while we're working here. And I'm going to want that, put that at the bottom, but right now it doesn't matter what the top and bottom of your chain is. Close the jump ring. And then I'm going to close it so you can see what the end product of our charm bracelet looks like, our base of the charm bracelet. This is just the base. We have more. No worries, guys. And let's see, I had that turned the other way. I want it turned this way. So there is our charm. That's the kind of the base of our charm bracelet. Okay. I'm going to move this ruler out of the way. We don't need it anymore right now. So when it's on it, you know, just right here, it's super cute. But when it's on, it is super, super cute. So now I'm going to take these smaller ones out of the way so I'm not tempted to grab those now. Let's see if I can get some more big ones here out of here. And my little stash, I just grabbed a little bit from the pack. Get these small ones out of the way. I like to show that all the sizes, so you know it does come with all the sizes. But for today, we're only using, or for this part of the project, only using the larger ones, or I am. You guys can choose to use the other sizes. And if you're using the smaller links and the opening is bigger, I would recommend doing, you know, whenever we're done, take a little bit of your glue and run it across that line, that opening, and then like set it on the wax paper and let it dry overnight. It dries clear, but it just gives a little bit of a seal. I mean, it's not super, it's not like the most sturdy option, but it will work for when you're wearing your bracelet. It'll be all right. So it's just a little hack there. Not perfect, but it will work. Okay, so here we go. Now we want to choose some charms for our bracelet. And I'm going to show you how to. I'm going to open this up. Now you can add charms to the chain part. You can add it to the chunky side. But I will give you this little hint. The heaviest charms are gonna bring your bracelet to the bottom. Are gonna bring, you know, where the charms are gonna hang to the bottom of your wrist. They're not gonna stay up here where you can see them all pretty. So I would say, I would put your heaviest charms to the bottom, to where your clasp was. So my clasp will go here because I want my clasp underneath too, right? So I'm gonna concentrate some heavier ones on this end, but I'm gonna have charms all around it, so it may not matter in the long run. But just it's a little hint if you're doing, because you can just do one charm. If you're like, I just want to do one simple charm, I would recommend do your heavy one so your clasp doesn't end up at the top of your wrist. Cool deal? Okay, so I have a ton of charms to choose from. Because I went with these beautiful pastel colors, I'm going to go with probably a little bit more pastel charms, but I like bright things too. So I might mix some things in there like this right here. Super cute. Am I upside down? I'm upside down. How did I get upside down again? Sorry, guys. Let me see. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm just going to stay upside down. I'm sorry. If I can flip this around, I might do something else to mess up the camera game is not here, but we're still, for the purpose of the project, I know everything's upside down. So I'm going to work upside down. So you guys are right side up. There we go. So sorry about that. I did not realize that till just now. So, and it probably hadn't mattered until now, but, so I have, like I said, I'm just gonna show you, I have a whole bunch of charms here. I'm probably not, this one might be too bright for what we're doing, for what I'm doing anyways on mine. I'm gonna bring this light over here. So it might be, hope that was a good spot. Okay. So it might have, but this one right here seems to have a little bit brighter color. So I may not use that one. So I'm gonna set that one aside. But like I said, I just grabbed a whole bunch of them. Things that I like, things that I'm into. You can make your bracelet to what you're into, what you like. I love disco balls. I love food. I like fruit. I like gems and jewelry. You know, donuts, obviously. Donuts are the bomb. I also like cupcakes and sweets. So, you know, and I tell my daughter that I am a rock star. This just says star, but you know, we can pretend it says rock star. So just choose a couple of charms that you would like to use on your bracelet. And we're going to so all of them, you see, most of them or all of them have these little clasps here, which work in a lot of cases. Like if you're just clipping it on the metal part, you can do that. Or if you plan to switch them out, you can do that. But on the bigger part, the plastic chain part of our bracelet here, you're going to need a larger, you're going to need to remove that and add the jump ring. Now, these right here have gold backgrounds, not just gold jump rings. So if that bothers you against the silver, then you might not want to choose that. It does not bother me. But I love dinosaurs and glitter. I mean, come on, that's awesome. So I think I'm just going to start choosing a couple of charms, and I'm going to start putting them on the bracelet, or I'm just going to get some out, just choose several different ones. So I have a variety of color and all that fun jazz. So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to start popping some of these guys off. Getting them out of here. Let's see. I think I'll go with pink. I love pink. And this one, the clasp was on this little metal, it's this plastic thing or wire thing that holds them in. So I'm just going to remove that. And let's flip this around so it's facing you guys. There we go. And then, so I'm just going to place them around. I'm going to hold this out because I probably will go ahead and extend mine on both sides. And I like to have a variety of size. So I'm going to have some of these little smaller guys in here also. I think I'm going to do the white one because the white one is too stinking adorable. It's a little bitty. It's kind of hard to see against that. I have a trash can here. I promise I'm not throwing stuff on the floor. My mom would be like, what are you doing? You are an adult. But we don't always make it. Okay. And she does watch my videos sometimes, so. See, this has a gold jump ring and a gold clasp, but it doesn't have a gold outer. So, you know, I might choose that one and switch those out. Who knows? We'll see. Like I said, I'm just kind of looking. I think this one's too purple for my color scheme. What else? I think I want to get some of these sweets up in here. These little clay ones are so cute. But the point of this project is to have big chunky charms. Now you can only do it on the plastic side if you want to. You can put them all on one if you want to kind of just jumble them up. Like put 3 on one. Super cute idea. Then once we get all of our charms chosen, then oh my goodness, I can't decide. I think I'll go with this one. Then we will decide the order and we'll start putting them on. And I'll show you a couple of tips and tricks when I'm putting charm bracelets together, how I decide where to put things. Let's see. I'm gonna put a few of these. I'm just grabbing a lot of charms. Feel free to use, and the charms that we have packaged together work really great together. So if you wanted, you know, if you got a couple of charms, then, you know, and you like them all in one pack, grab them all from one pack. There is nothing wrong with that. I wish she had blonde hair because I have blonde hair, but my daughter says I'm a queen. I'm going to go with the one with the crown. My daughter is now 18. She just turned 18. So I'm afraid my queen days may be coming to a halt as she goes away to college. I won't get to talk to her as much. And okay. Now let's see what else do we want. Now I'm going to choose another flower because that's a great, like, small little addition to add in here. See, what color do I think I need? I'm going to go with some purple. Just a little bit of purple. I know I have some here. And I actually may grab a couple more of those because these are great little kind of in the middle spacers. Let me put that one there. And if you have like a tassel, this charm has a tassel on it. So I'm going to grab it. I didn't get the tassel charm today. I usually have it. It's kind of a staple, or what we call it, when I usually choose and I always have represented, but this time I did not. So because I have, I'm going to move him down here. Okay, so now I'm going to start arranging how I want to see it on my bracelet. Now, I like to choose odd numbers. The reason I choose odd numbers, like an odd, like skip 1 or not, instead of skipping 2. And that's because whenever my bracelet is all evenly, now I like it even. You can do it link, 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 and then have these open for next, whenever you get more charms. It's up to you. However, the way I like to do it is I like to skip 1 or 3 or 5 in between. So that way it's always even. Okay. So if I skip, let's say I skip 3. So I have, here, I'll show you an example. Let's say I put my charm right here and I do 1. So it's on this one and I skip the purple and I go to the pink. Now I have the purple one. You know, once they're all full, I can start putting them in the middle so it stays even. If I have it in 2, then I have to choose which link and then it feels off for me. Now, I like to say that I like everything perfectly lined up. So just depends on how you like it. And remember, this is your bracelet and you might like it a different way, and that is okay. So I'm just going to arrange mine. Remember, I want the heavier ones or the bulkier ones by the clasp. So I'm going to put that one here. I'm going to keep my smaller ones out. And then I'm going to, and I'm not necessarily doing the links yet. I'm just getting them in the order I might want it. And then I will adjust the links. And I'm going to remove the gold and put silver on. And I'll do that when it's time to add them. Right now, I'm just getting all the big ones in there. And then I'm going to start kind of finding where I want the small ones. And then you can put more in. I'm going to grab some more of these. I'm just going to grab one of each color. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get them all out and then I'll decide what I want to do. Get them all off the card. And that way I can see what I'm working with. Now, all of the other bracelets that I have laid out in the picture are just supporting bracelets. So if you want to go back to our YouTube channel and look how to make some of those, they're not the exact bracelets, but they are similar techniques. So you can look for how to make a stretch bracelet, and then you can add some beads and do a stretch bracelet with the beads that we got to go with your bracelet. And I think we'll have time to do one. I don't think I have any stretch cord with me. I didn't put any on the material list, but but that's okay. We can make one that doesn't need to be stretched. We can make it with what we have here. And it'll be quick and easy. So then once I have this kind of, see, to me, I don't want to use this one because that is off. The color doesn't necessarily match. It matches enough, but I'm just going to bypass that. I'm going to put purple here, maybe a hot pink here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna, because I want my colors to be all over the place. I don't want them a lot of side by sides, just because I'm gonna be picky that way. Okay, so there it is. That's how I'm gonna do my bracelet. Remember, I'm gonna use these large ones. So we need to, now all we're doing is the same thing that you guys learned earlier. This one is gonna be one exception because if you can see, it has a jump ring and then there's a jump ring here. What I'm gonna is I need to get this clasp off here. So I'm gonna open it up by the seam. And I'm gonna remove that clasp. And the nice thing about those clasps is you can set them aside. Well, maybe need to find, oh, okay, well, see how that opened up like that? We don't want that because then you have to put them back together. So I'm gonna throw this away. I'm gonna get a large one here. But you can save these clasps and use them on another project later, which is super cool. And then some of these have a little bit thicker, so you might have to wiggle them in a little bit. And then I'm going to have this hanging from there. And then, oops, I am going to do my best to do this the right way. I'm going to watch myself on the screen so I'm not upside down. And I just slid that large, just like we did earlier, I just slid the large jumper ring that was open onto that chunky link. And then I'm going to close. I'm going to close that charm on there. So now we have our first charm on our bracelet. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm going to remove the jump ring and the clasp on all of these. Now, if you're able to twist these jump rings, you can save them. And that's what I do. I always close them up so they're ready to be used. Sorry, my charm just jumped off my little table here. Because these chain links are much bigger than the metal ones. I'm going to do every one. I'm going to do one charm on every one. And then when I get to the chain, I'll probably space it out a little bit differently. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here and see, I want all of mine going the same way. I want them all across the bottom or across the same side of the link. So I'm going to hold the charm up. And I'm going to wiggle this in here somehow. This is kind of a little bit chunkier charm, so it took me a little bit of finagling. And then you're going to close your charm. Close it up. And I'm going to grab that empty jump ring and lay it out. And so I always you'll notice I always lay my bag down before I start the next one. And I do that so I can make sure I have my links all going the way I want them. But you can have things on both sides if you want to. It's up to you. You'll hear me say that a lot. It's up to you. This is your bracelet, and you can do it however you want to do it. How are we on time? Okay, we're good. So I'm gonna start just kind of going like clockwork. I'm gonna start just kind of trucking along to get these charms on here. Gotta find that seam. And pick that up. Close it up. And then I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna truck along because I think we all kind of have this down. So we have the time to do a beaded bracelet real quick. Cute. Loving it. Oops. What I should do is just sit here and take all of these off real quick. I think that would help here. There we go. You know what? And I will go back and I will close these up later, just for the purpose of time. I'm just going to truck along and just get all of these open so I can just grab a jump ring and get them attached to the bracelet. So I'm just going to put these in the order as I want them on my bracelet. Oops, I just said I wasn't going to do that, didn't I? Did that. Okay, pop that over there. So y'all liking this kind of bracelet? Y'all think this is pretty cool? It's nice. It's different. It's a little bit different than what you normally see in charm bracelets, but it's a lot of fun. It's such a cute little way to do charm bracelet. And what a great gift. You have, if you buy a couple of different charm packs, you can, use some for your bracelet and make a gift for your mom. So you'll have something kind of matching and cool. Or you can make one for your best friend or your teacher or whatever you want to do. Or you can make two for you. Whatever works. But you'll have plenty of chain. You'll have plenty of those little links in one package to make a couple of these things. So you can have a sleepover and have a little fun activity that's a little bit different. You can do it for a birthday party. Lots of fun things, lots of options. And don't forget, I know we talked about the beginning, but Michael has the birthday party program now that's been launched, and it is really, really done well. I think they did it well is what I mean. They did a great job coming up with the projects, coming up with the ideas. Is that everything? There we go. Coming up with the ideas and the classroom. You can order pizza and you get, hats, party hats and stuff like that. So if you're looking for a venue, something fun to do for your birthday, consider us because it will be a lot of fun. And again, I know we mentioned this earlier also. You can see this video on Monday on our YouTube channel. So if you decide to do this with friends with some leftover product, you guys can pull up the video and y'all can do it again. Or if you want to just kind of perfect the technique and you can't remember a couple of things, you can always go back and reference. Just always a nice little perk. So I'm going pretty quick so we can get to the other. And really, I probably could just go ahead and skip some of this. And so you get the idea. But this chunky charm bracelet is so cute. I love it. I'm just in love with this. And I love, when I said early in the very beginning that I think some of our stuff is cooler. The adults, they don't have these fun, bright color chunky links in their assortment. They have to come to the kids' story, which is so cool, I think. I think Michaels has done a great job and a good assortment of jewelry products, and it's only getting better. We're getting more really cool things coming in soon. So stay tuned, watch your local jewelry section at your Michaels stores and go get some more fun jewelry making products. I love making jewelry. adults, kids. It does not matter to me. I love jewelry. I always tell my fiance that jewelry is my favorite flower. And lucky for him, I like to make my own jewelry. So, okay. See, this one's right here. I didn't do it on the, I should have done it on the next one. So let me switch it over because it gives it that odd number plus the links are like every other. You'll see what I mean just a minute. Okay, I did this backwards. Sorry about that. Okay. Remember, I'm doing this upside down for me so you guys can see it since my camera is all kinds of crazy here. My phone. So just bear with me here. There we go. With all these charms on here, it's kind of going, what we used to, my grandma used to say cattywampus, kind of doing its own thing here. And then doing it upside down also. It's a nice little combination of silly for me today. And I don't remember what was next, so we'll say it's this dinosaur guy. I'm going to skip 3. Now I'm going to do it upside down for y'all so I can make sure I'm doing it right real quick. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3 and go here and go to the, oops. Now, if you want to go to a smaller jump ring when you get to the chain part, you're welcome to do that. I just had these out, so I'm just going with it. So if you want a little bit, okay, 2 more. 2 more on here. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna have the room. Yep, I'm gonna be perfect on this side, on the spacing and the size. Again, I'm gonna go upside down. Sorry, guys. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 here. Then once I have them all on here, I will lay it out fabulous for you so you can see it. And do not have one. Oh, yep, I have one more large jump ring pulled out of my set. Thank goodness. Okay. I'm going to add my little cupcake here. Again, upside down real fast. Well, I am off. I'll just go here. It'll be, I think I'm 1 link off. That's okay. Close enough. Move all the other stuff out of the way. Get everything out of the way so I can lay this out. You can see it. Come on, dinosaur. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then when it's on, oops, I do one back. Oh, I think I did this one upside down. It's all right. When it's hanging, it's going to be right, or I can fix it later. But right now we'll leave it as is so we can keep moving on. Love it, guys. Love it, love it. So much fun. Okay, I'm going to move this link guy here. I'm going to get these out of the way. I'll mess with those later. And then I'm going to put this here. And let's do a quick supporting bracelet. Quick. Okay, we have 10 minutes. I think we can do it. Okay, so you're going to choose one of your lengths of these guys. Whatever you want. And I'm just going to pick a color that you're going to be able to see well on here. So I'm going to go with the blue. Find the end. And I'm gonna cut about, let's say, I usually say about 10 inches for an adult. We're gonna go with the 10 inches for kids too. And then we may not use as much, but that's okay. We are gonna cut a little bit at the end, but you want to have enough to work. And you'll see what I mean here. Okay, in just a minute. So we have, excuse me, we have 10 inches here. So the one end, you can either take one of your jump rings that you removed from earlier, or because I did add material into the material list, a lobster clasp. We are going to do a lobster clasp for this one, or I am. I'm going to take one of the small jump rings. I'm going to open it. I'm going to slide on this lobster clasp, and then I'm going to close it. Okay, so that's a technique we've been doing all day. So we should have that one down. Now I'm going to take my one end of my cord, and I'm just going to tie it on to the jump ring, the closed jump ring. Okay, I'm going to tie it just a regular knot, but I'm going to do it where I just have a little bit of, slack here. I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to do what we call a double overhand knot. So I'm just tying it twice just so it has a nice secure. And if you want to use your jump rings to make sure, or your pliers, just to make sure that's nice and tight, you do that. Okay. Now we are going to add beads for as long as we need for our bracelet. So if you need it, now remember, you're going to have your jump ring as the length of your bracelet. I'm sorry, your clasp, and then the jump ring on the other end, because we're going to end it the exact same way we started, with the exception of the lobster clasp. We don't need 2 lobster clasps, so just one end. So there we go. So we're just going to add, some beads on here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can get this. See if I can tuck this in here. One little trick is take your glue. And then I'm just going to put a little bit here on the end of that tiny part. This is a brand new glue thing, so it might take a minute for me to get one that's actually. Let me clean that off real quick. Okay, just a paper towel. Just gonna make sure I can get a nice flow. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit on this edge, on this end, on that short end. I got all kinds of tips and tricks. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to kind of form it to it's almost like a point. So I kind of have a needle, but it's not really a needle, of course. And I'm going to wipe that glue off. I'm going to wipe it off with a paper towel. You might want to wash your hands. Definitely wash your hands before you eat or do anything around your mouth or face. But, and then I just want to make that as tight and small as I can. Okay. And I'm going to go back here, and you might want to do that to this end too. If it starts to get frayed as you're looping bracelet beads on. So then look at that. Perfect. So now I have my little end tucked in here. Hopefully I have one more bead. We'll go over that. And there you go. Look at that. Perfect. So that glue is also going to dry inside that bead and secure. Now at this point, if you want to add more, you can. If you want to where did I put that glue? I think it's under, no, it's right here, hiding underneath. So you can add a little bit in here. Remember, it will dry clear. I'm just pushing some glue inside there. That way it will stay. I'm going to clean it up. It will dry clear, so don't worry about that. All right, now I'm just going to add some more beads. Now I'm sticking to the smaller beads in my set here, because there's a couple of sizes that came in this bead with this set, which is not the one I cited. My store was out, but it's very, very close. I also have these wood ones on this side, but I'm sticking with these plastic ones because I think they're more fun. And I'm not paying attention.
Can you
Yes.
come to a little center? You are at the edge, so it's cutting off a little.
Oh, yes. Why don't I do this? Let me move the beads over to the side. And then that way you kind of see, does that look better?
Yes, that's better.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to mix the wood and the plastic because the plastic or the wood doesn't have all the colors that I want. Let me grab a toothpick and I'm going to show you another little trick. Right behind me in my kitchen here is if the hole, and if you have some wood beads or some beads that it's not, you feel like it's not going through, just shove a toothpick through and it will clear that path for you. Pretty cool, huh? Ooh, I'm shedding a little bit. Let's see. Let's do a bright pink. Like I said, I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention to the colors I'm choosing. I'm just going through. It looks very Eastery, which for the next couple of weeks works perfect. And I'm going to use like I said, I'm going to put a couple of yellow. I'm going to grab a couple of yellow from this set. But again, it's up to you. You can do pony beads. You can do any kind of beads that you want. Any beads work. We have just a few more minutes. And then I'm just going to add a few more here. I'm going to go fairly quick so I can show how to close it up. Like I said, I'm just grabbing the colors from because I want to wear them together. You can do all one color if you want to. You can do a mixture of colors. Doesn't matter, as long as you like your end result. And if you want to, you can slide the bracelet, slide the charm on as you're working through here. Where are those little flowers I had left over? There you go. And I would take off that clasp, but for the interest of time today, I'm just going to keep moving. I don't want that bright purple. I want a light purple. I can get this purple out of here. And let's see what else. Let's see, there's a white, I like blue. Let's see what else we have. Another light purple. I'm just grabbing a couple of colors to keep this moving here. And then we will be super quick. Let's see. And then let me get one more light pink and one more bright pink. And then actually those are the same pinks. It's all right. Sorry, you can also like get it wet, get your cord wet, which is much faster than that glue part. Or you can cut. The part if it frays. But you just don't want to cut too much because we've got to have working thread. And I have no idea how long I have this in here yet. Now you can slide on your charm, or you can do like what we've been doing and open the jump ring and go between a bead. See how I'm going to go off camera for a second and see my length here. Yep, that's going to be very close. Okay, so let me move this out of the way here. Go back to a smaller jump ring, and it's closed. So I'm going to tie. I'm going to tie it on. Now this is a little tricky, so just do the best you can. You're going to slide your jump ring on. Okay, you're going to see. I found this was the easiest way to show last time. You're going to make like a loop, and then take this and wrap it around the back. And then pull tight, but you want your jump ring to be close to your, so I'm moving that knot down. And I have a little bit of room left in there, but that's okay. Okay. And just give the beads a little bit room. If you can, do another knot around. Kind of close that space. And then you can do what we did earlier and tuck it in with, with the glue, and then cut if you have any excess. And then there is a supporting bracelet that looks really cute with your charm bracelet. Is that cool, guys? Oops. Let me see if I can lay this out. Just in time, 3 o'clock. Thank you guys for your time. I had so much fun crafting with you. And use your hashtags to hashtag. Do you know the hashtags? I'm drawing a blank right now. I think it's hashtag make it with Michaels. And I'm not sure what the kids, I think it's hashtag. Do you know the hashtag Kids Club?
No, I just know Michael's classes, make it with Michael's.
Okay,
I
Michael's
put it
classes
in the
make
chat.
it
Yes.
perfect. Yes, she's gonna put it in the chat for us. So thank you guys. Have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll see you all next time.
That was great. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Bye.
Bye.